Yo, yo, RX back with another recap of Dana White's Contender Series 2025, and this time what we are doing week 2, our second ever Contender Series recap after last week, for a week of Contender Series that was good. Pretty damn good. I said it at the end of the episode, and I'll say it again here. I guess week 2 is the real starting point of the season, because week 1 is usually ass and week 2 is usually good, and that holds true here. This was a very good episode of the Contender Series. It was a normal Contender Series episode. Very good. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. Again, compared to last week, which had a lot of duds, this was a good week, and even they said on commentary, usually week 2 wakes up and actually starts the season, and this did. This was a very good episode, a normal Contender Series episode, what I expect from the Contender Series, and this was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very enjoyable episode. 4 finishes, 1 decision, 5 contracts in total. What else could you ask for on Tuesday night? Our first Contender Series without the Ultimate Fighter, so it was after it, so it was back at its normal start time, and it was good. I really enjoyed it, especially again compared to last week's, which was pretty mid. I thought this was a good episode, and yeah, about, like I said, about what the Contender Series should be. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. I had a good time with it, and I'm ready to recap, and more excited to recap. Well, last week I was excited to recap because it was first ever Contender Series recap. But this I'm excited to recap because it was actually a really good episode of the Contender Series. So, you know, either way, it's a win-win, and next week has its own reason as well. So, but yeah, I'm excited to recap this. A lot to talk about. 5 new UFC fighters to talk about. 4 finishes to talk about. Only 1 decision, so we don't got an open verdict too much. And this should be fun. This should be fun. Especially compared to last week's shitty episode. This was fun, and it's going to be fun to recap. So, not really much else to say, I don't believe. So, I guess the only thing left to say before we get into our second ever Contender Series recap is, as always, the normal YouTube bullshit. Please like, comment, and subscribe to earn subs to goal by the end of 2025. I think we are 39 away, I want to say, something like that. Whenever we are away, thank you for getting me that far, and can we keep going? It'd be cool. If not, it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless, and I talk about some Contender Series, some new fighters in the UFC. So, let's do just that. The real start of the Contender Series, if we're being honest, is week 2. So let's get into it. Unless I'm going to say something which I don't believe I am. I did a YouTube bullshit, talked about the episode being good, because it was. Why waste any more time? Probably going to be about a half an hour, 40-minute video, if we're going off how last week was, but I can't make promises. So let's just get into it. 5 fights to talk about, like always, of the Contender Series. Let's do it. You ready? I know I am. And we begin week 2 of the Contender Series recap with our opening fight of the night, obviously, which was a very good one, and you can make a case for our best looking prospect. I would say second, and I'll talk about that at the end of the episode, but at the end of the recap. But this was a really good way to open the show. We got a really good prospect right off the bat, and a really good finish right off the bat. As we began week 2 of the Contender Series with a great finish in the featherweight division that gave us a great new prospect in that division. As we had to open week 2, Ramiro, El Cachanilla, Jimenez versus Little T, Tommy Couzzi. Great way to open the fucking episode, man. A first round finish in under 3 minutes. This is a great way to open the episode. I almost want to verdict, but I don't even need to because of the first round finish. Long story short, the fight started a little bit of a slow start, about minute and a half. It was not a lot of shit going on. But then it really kicked off. Eventually, Ramiro did drop Tommy with a right hand that hurt him. And after that was kind of the beginning of the end. Ramiro just swarmed Tommy for like a minute plus, it felt like, until eventually he beat him so badly he just threw him on the mat against the cage, and Herb Dean finally stopped the fight. Perfect reffing from Herb Dean, not stopping it too early, and that resulted in a first round knockout win for Ramiro Jimenez when he finally did stop it to begin week 2 of the Contender Series. Very good start, very good fight. I almost forgot the brutal elbows right before he threw him to the mat. Like, he was up close and landed like 3 elbows right on the side of Tommy's head. Like, he beat the shit out of this dude for like a minute, it felt like, and it was just fucking brutal. But awesome, amazing way to begin the episode. Great performance by Ramiro, taking little T's O. And what a way to begin the episode. Just a fucking beating right off the bat. Can't get mad at that. It was good. It was a very good way to begin the episode. Again, maybe, and I'll say talk about it in a second, but again, maybe our best prospect of the episode in our first fight, which I guess you could look at as a good or bad thing. And yeah, very good performance by Ramiro. Smashing Little T, which I don't think many people are shocked by, because a lot of people were high on this dude going in. He was minus 500, for fuck's sake. And very good performance by Ramiro, so yeah, not really much else to say for about a 3-minute fight. Started off slow, he finally hurt him and dropped him, and then he swarmed him and got the win. Quick, easy shit there. Let's talk about the fighters. We'll talk about our first signee of the night, Ramiro Jimenez, who clearly got not clearly, but obviously got a contract. He's good. He looks to be a very good prospect. 26 years old, 11-0 now, coming from the Goat Shed, which is a very good camp. And come from Mexico, which, you know, those fighters are usually very good. Very few are shitty. This was his first fight in 2 years, kind of like Radley De Silva last week, but this guy's actually good. And, yeah, great performance by this dude. He looked phenomenal. If he can stay active, which, outside of that long 2-year break, I think he's mainly been an active fighter. Yeah, kind of. He could be a pretty damn good fighter, man. He looks to be a pretty damn good fighter. He looks to have good power. That was his 6 KO win in the first round. Yeah, he looks like he can grapple as well with 3 submissions, and he can go to the distance twice. No notable wins before the UFC, but that's kind of a running theme with a lot of guys on this card, but it didn't seem like that really mattered much. And Ramiro got the contract. He looks good, man. He looks good. Would love to see him on Noche if they get him on there, but I don't know, that's kind of wishful thinking. What, 3 weeks? 4 weeks? You know, I guess when we talk about someone else later, they're getting a fight in a couple, like a month, so I don't know, maybe it's wishful thinking, you tell me. But yeah, great performance by Ramiro, man. This guy's gonna be a real prospect at featherweight. He looks well-rounded, he looks strong, powerful, good. Like, I'm trying to think, of course featherweight has Yair and Diego, but outside them, do they really have a lot of Mexicans? I know Fernando Padilla, but he's kind of mid. Am I forgetting someone? Oh, Roberto Romero, but who this guy was meant to fight on a regional scene, but he kind of sucks. So yeah, Mexico getting a good featherweight prospect. Again, Diego and Yair have already like hit their ceiling, so can't really. So of course they got them, but now they got a new one to cheer for. Again, would be cool to see him on Noche. This guy's good. Ramiro, definitely one of my 2 favorite prospects from this episode, and yeah, he's good, man. He's very good. Looked good. Great showing. Earned a contract, no doubt. Great fucking opening fight. And then for his opponent, Tommy Couzzi, now 8-1, 25 years old, losing his undefeated record, taking his first career loss since his regional career, where he won on like a 4-fight skid before fucking becoming a pro. Yeah, this dude's not good. I would just be fucking blunt with you. This dude's not very good. Like, right on, the biggest red flag of all is his corner was his parents. So, which is, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not a great thing either. The camp he's coming out of is a one he runs with his parents. So you're not training the best of fighters. No one has come from this fucking camp, and the guys who are in it are nobodies, and mainly amateurs. So, you know, that's not great. And this dude is not very good. He didn't beat anyone good on the regional scene. One former contender series dude, and that's about it. And that dude was shit anyway. Like, the biggest red flag for me when I looked at this dude making my picks was that his camp and all that. And again, good family bonding, but if you want to become a top fighter, either A, you have to be naturally skilled to where you don't need a great camp, and Tommy is not, or B, you need a great camp to help you get better, and Tommy's fucking parents' gym is far from that. So, like, dude showed up, dude is tough, he never went out, but in the beating that he took, but he's just not very good. And again, when your camp is your parents' camp, where you're not going to get your best training you could possibly get, it's not going to go good for you. And it didn't on the big stage. He got smashed, got taken, and now he goes back to the regional scene. Like I did last week, do I think he'll, like with all the losers, do I think he'll get another chance? Unlikely. Because for him to get another chance on a contender series or the Ultimate Fighter, he would need to go on like a winning streak outside of the UFC, and that's just unlikely. And if he does, it wouldn't be an impressive winning streak either, because again, he just doesn't look like that good of a fighter. So, I'm just not really impressed with Tommy. I think he's pretty shit, if we're being honest. And I just don't think he's really that good. So, he has good cannon fodder here, but do I think he'll ever get another opportunity? No. And even if he did, do I think he'd win? No. So, yeah, kind of just cannon fodder. Again, the biggest red flag is your fucking camp, is your parents' camp. Come on, man. You even know that's stupid. So, I remember the dude like last year or 2 seasons ago on Contender Series who had the same thing and he sucked too. I think dude's name was like Robbie Ring or some shit. He sucked. So it's just not a good way to do that shit, man. It's a cool story if you are good, but if you're not, you're pretty fucking screwed, like Tommy was here. And even if he had a real camp, he's probably gonna lose to Ramiro anyway, because Ramiro was just damn good, so what can you really do? And that's about that. Very good way to begin the episode. Ramiro looks like a fantastic prospect, and again, knock on wood, can we get him on Noche? I know it's unlikely, but it would be sweet if we could. But more than likely that won't happen, but I think he will probably debut before the end of the year, because he took like no damage here. And yeah, hopefully we do see him debut before the end of the year, and he's fucking good, man. He's really fucking good. And let's see how far this man can go in the UFC. Of course, I rarely do fight ideas for Contender Series. I will have one for this episode, but that's about it. And, yeah, good one for Ramiro. Welcome to the UFC. And Tommy's not the greatest one in the world, but Ramiro still looked very good. And let's see what this kid can do in the UFC. Will he be on Noche? We can only hope. Unlikely, but hope. And, great performance by Ramiro. Hey, maybe rebook that Ramiro and Roberto Romero fight for Noche. That'd be pretty sweet. Now, I don't know if I showed that or you saw that, but rebook this fight that was meant to happen on a regional scene a couple years ago. So, fuck it, rebook it for Noche. So, there you go. Not really much else to say. Good one for Ramiro to start the card and the week, and he's good, man. He's really good. Let's get him on Noche. After that, the most talked about part of the card. Let's see what happens when I talk about this. The most controversial part of the card. Our second fight of the night. Our first heavyweight fight of the season, which you know is good because God, do we need heavyweights. And it looks like I got one here for better or more likely worse, as we had our most controversial fight of the night and moment of the season, more than likely. We had in our second fight of the night our first heavyweight fight of the season, and of course the winners didn't get signed because they need heavyweights. We had Josh, the Incredible Hulk, Hokit versus Guilherme Urso Urule. So, we will talk about the fight first, and then we'll talk about what y'all want to talk about, the obvious part y'all want to talk about. The first part I'll talk about is the fight. It was not great. It was probably what was it coming? Yeah, it was probably the worst fight-wise, quality and all that wise of the night. In round 1, Josh kind of just spammed takedowns against Uriel, however you say it, and did win the round, kind of broke him close to the end, and was able to get on top, clearly win that round. And then in round 2, the second the round started, he pretty much threw him to the mat again, got on top, and did some ground and pound for about a minute before the ref finally stopped it. And Josh Hokit got the win, got the finish, and got the contract at the end of the day. And yeah, not a great fight. Kind of was just Josh fucking bull rushing Uriel into the ground over and over again until he gassed out and quit. And that was about that. Not a very entertaining fight, as much as Josh wants you to believe that it was entertaining. It wasn't. It was just a Joel and Almeida fight, but less shit. And yeah, it was not great. It was just a guy spamming takedowns until the other dude gassed and quit. So yay. Yeah, it was a fight. Easily the worst fight of the night, fight-wise. But performance-wise, it was okay. And, of course, he didn't get a contract at the end of the day anyway, so that's all that really mattered to him. And, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, not a great fight. Good one for Josh. At least the only guy outside of Cam Rowston who was the second attempt guy. Josh, the only guy I've ever heard of from this episode, because the big thing was, oh, he's leaving Bellator to go to Contender Series or some bullshit. And now he's on a Contender Series, and now he's in the UFC, so good for him. And not great fights, but what do you expect with sloppy low-level heavyweights? Again, the winner was going to get signed either way, because they need heavyweights, and Josh is their new heavyweight, so that being said, not very much I'll say about the fight. Let's talk about the fighters. And we'll begin with, again, the new heavyweight, the former football player. Yeah, those always go well. Josh Hokit, 6-0, 27 years old. Jackson Wink, now that's more like it when it comes to gyms. He was in Bellator for his first 2 fights and did get wins versus no one worth talking about, but, still wins. And then, of course, speaking of things to talk about, let's get to the main point, his post-fight interview. I really don't give a shit. Was it corny? Sure. Do I care? Not really. Is it funny? People are bitching about it? Always. Will he probably get beat in the UFC and make people happy? Yeah. He's not very good. We didn't see him strike at all. And what happens when he fights a guy who knows how to stop takedowns? Just for an example, a fucking Jalen Almeida, who's the ideal comparison for him, or a Marcin Tybura, who can grapple, or someone like that. Walter Walker. So, what the fuck happens then? Yeah, we don't know if the dude can actually fucking strike at all. And again, I just have low hopes for this dude. Hopefully he's good, because of course heavyweight needs a spark, but, this dude's just not very good. He's up his own ass, if we're being honest. He acted like he had the greatest fight since fucking Bonner Griffin, and this fight was shit. And he acts like heavyweight sucks, which is true, but, dude, you suck. What the fuck? He would lose to a lot of these guys who know how to grapple. Tom, Jai Alton, Curtis Blades, fucking Walter Walker, So he would get probably fucked up. His best hope is the UFC gives him a cakewalk. Give him Tai Tuivasa if he ever can fight. Give him fucking, I don't know. Oh, I have an idea for him. I'll talk about in a minute for his debut. But like, give him the shitty fighters like fucking Johanta Deniz and fucking who else is shitty in that division? Everyone. But who am I? I'm thinking of someone else who's like Sergey Spivak. Yeah, give him tomato cans like that. Who he can gas out and beat. Yeah, he'll do good. The second, like, again, would he even beat guys like Blades and Jai Allen and Volter Walker? Probably not. He's not that talented. I didn't even see him throw a punch on the feet. And are any of his knockouts actually like from punches from Crucifix or Nick Choke? So yeah, he's just takedown spammer. So it's smart because at heavyweight that's gonna work farther than in any other weight class. But I don't know. I think this dude's going to get. He's gonna be mid. He'll be like a fucking. He'll be like a 4-3 guy. He'll be fine. But do I think much of him? No. Do I think he's better than the former football players like your Greg Hardys and whatever? Yeah, he does seem to be a little more talented than those guys, but that is the bottom of the fucking barrel. So I would hope you're more talented than those motherfuckers. And overall, just not really much else to say about Josh. Like, yeah, it's like the character thing, but like you gotta back it up, and you can't talk. It's just the same thing with Sean Strickland. You can't talk like that and then fucking fight like that. Like, you can't talk like you're the greatest things in sliced bread and you're knocking people out like Francis Ngannou, and then we watch her fight and you're just Jayon Almeida from America. So, like, impressive performance. He looked fine against a tomato can like Uriel or whatever the fuck his name is. But, like, again, this dude's he's just gonna be another heavyweight. He's not gonna do shit. And that's about that. He's just a guy. He's a guy who knows how to shoot a takedown and spam takedowns. So you're not gonna, like, I don't know. He might get to the top 15 doing that shit, but eventually he will lose and people will celebrate it. I really don't care if he wins or loses. I care if he's a good fighter, and that's just not something I really see with this dude. He seems very mid, so. Actually below mid, at least mid you'd be able to strike, so just not really much with this dude. And yeah, like he did get the contract, because no matter who won was ever getting a contract at heavyweight. But like, yeah, I don't know, maybe the most well-rounded contender series heavyweight in a while. But yeah, he's just not much to talk about. And like the fighting style, when your highlight is your shitty fucking post-fight, that was just like, okay, a little bit funny, but it's like, whatever, dude. Like, you if he fought like a fucking Justin Gaethje, cool, that had been an amazing post-fight interview. But the way he fights is so fucking boring that he's just making himself look stupid, and if that's what he wants to do, good on him. He's just hurting himself, so let him do it. Why not? But enough about that. Let's talk about the opponent real quick. Julie Herme Orele. I know I'm fucking up his name. He sucks anyway. Who cares? Not much to say about this dude. He sucks. Not like, he's just a fat Brazilian. He probably should be a light heavyweight. If you what's he weighing at? 249. He should be a light heavyweight. But he's fat, so he's not. He's not good. Like, his striking, we didn't really get to see it, but it's probably not good anyway. His grappling sucks, his cardio sucks. He pretty much, well, no, he did quit in this fight. And he sucks. So, the sad thing, he probably will get another contender series shot in a year or two, because he is young, 28 years old, and he is a heavyweight, which they always need. So, let's say he goes on a 3-fight winning streak, he could easily be on contender series week 9 next year, so. He's just not very good. He's just a fat dude who should be a light heavyweight. And that's about that. Dude sucks. Pretty simple. That's about that. And with that being said, there's not very much else to be said. The only thing I will add is the one fight idea I have for this episode, and that is, I think Josh should make his debut against, if he's still on the roster, which as of right now I believe he is, have him fight Austin Lane. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Austin Lane fought Greg Hardy, lost. Let him fight another former NFL player. Josh Lane, Apex prelim, maybe at prelim and MSG. I don't know, book it. I think it makes sense. It would be an easy win for Josh and be a funny fight. You already have your fucking sell of the fight. Do it. Do Josh Hokit versus Austin Lane and sometime this year before the end of the year. If you're not cutting Austin Lane yet, which they haven't. So book it. I don't see no reason not to, so there you go. Josh versus Austin Lane. Book it. Well, yeah, not very much else to say. Josh talks a big game for fighting like John Almeida. Yeah, that doesn't really work, brother, but whatever, man. If you can shoot a takedown, you'll get pretty far at heavyweight, and we'll see how far you can get. Probably the worst fight of the night, but win's a win, and a new heavyweight is a new heavyweight, so we'll see how Josh does. Let's have him fight Austin Lane in the debut, and that's about that. After that, we get to our third fight of the main card, maybe the most competitive fight of the card, if we're being fucking honest. Actually, yeah, it was easily the most competitive fight of the card, which says a lot. I know when the other ones were quick finishes or a 30-26 thing. So, I don't know, crazy that this was the closest fight in hindsight. As we had our third fight of the night in the bantamweight division, our only bantamweight fight of the night, and it was an interesting one that did give us a new, interesting prospect. I don't know if good would be the term, but he's interesting. And this fight was pretty good overall. As we had in our third fight of the night in the bantamweight division, our featured bout of week 2, Lightning Lewis Lee Scott versus Kaushik, the Pride of Chennai, Saikumar. India, MMA is not for y'all, is all I've learned. MMA is just not for y'all, and I'm sorry about that. Y'all deserve better, but god, MMA is just not for y'all. I had hope with Canada getting a win last week that these other terrible country when it comes to producing fighters could get a win. Nope. Still no. Yeah, sorry India, y'all just can't get that boat going. Sorry. But, yeah. You won a round at least. I know, maybe that's more than you usually do. To talk about the fight, round 1, Saikumar had a really good round 1, was able to get the fight down, try a few Ryan Hall leg bars, because he does train with Ryan Hall. Did get on Scott's back at the end of the round, and did take round 1 in my opinion. Maybe people don't agree, but I think he took round 1. And then in round 2, Scott really started to turn on. Saikumar really started to fade, but he still had a little bit left in the tank. Had a competitive round 2, but still lost pretty clearly. And then in round 3, Scott kind of just continued to go at him. Eventually, kept hitting him in the body and the head. And after a while, he finally had enough damage, curled up into a ball against the cage, and that was that. Lewis Lee Scott got the 3rd round knockout, which he badly needed to get a contract, and we'll talk about why in a minute. And he takes the Indians L, gives India another L in the UFC if they didn't have enough already. And Lewis Lee Scott, the first Brit of the season, gets their first win of the season, right a few days after Lerone Murphy just won, which was a giant win for them in their own right. And, yeah, pretty good fight. Again, probably the most competitive fight of the episode. I'll give Saikumar this. He did better than I thought he would. He did tragedy. Again, he won a round, which I'm joking is pretty fucking good. And, yeah, he's not. Good for him, man. Good for him. He put up a good fight, but still took the L. Nice attempt, but, yeah, better luck next time. So, good fight, though. Very good fight. And, respect to both guys. They put up a good fight, and it was fun. So, There you go. To talk about the fighters now, we'll talk about our newest Brit in the UFC and bantamweight. Hopefully they cut Nathan Fletcher, Lewis Lee Scott, or I guess people are probably going to call him LLS, because that'd be a simpler thing to say, like Christian Leroy Duncan. By the way, why do y'all have three name? Like, why do y'all love using your middle name? Brits? Why? But Lewis Lee Scott now in the UFC, 10-0, 25 years old. He was in PFO for a cup of coffee, and yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. He did miss weight, but it was only by a half a pound. It was 136.5. He could have just shaved his beard to make weight, because he did have a lot of hair and a beard, so he could have just like shaved to make weight, I think. But I don't know, maybe he didn't. Whatever. He needed that finish to get a contract with that weight miss, and he got it. So good on him. He looked good. He did look good. His kickboxing is very good. His cardio looks very good. His grappling, debatable. He did let himself get into a lot of submissions pretty easily, so against better fighters, that will be a little bit of a problem. But kickboxing-wise, he looked good. He looked very good, and he could be an interesting prospect at bantamweight. I could get this bantamweight, and it's a very fucking full division. But adding an interesting Brit to it, because they don't got many Brits. They got, him and Davey Grant, I think. Hopefully they cut Nathan Fletcher, because that dude's ass. And we'll see how Lewis Lee Scott does in UFC. You know how much they love Brits, so they're never going to pass up signing one. And if he can start making weight, he'll be interesting. Again, he has good cardio, good kickboxing. He seems to have pretty decent power. This guy could be interesting. This guy could be a very interesting prospect at bantamweight. He's still young, 25 years old, and 10-2. See how far this kid can go. He seems to be a good fighter. His grappling could be a problem against a lot of guys. His defensive grappling, so he could lose in that way. But outside of that, kid looks good. Just make weight. And then for his opponent, Saikumar, again, nice attempt, buddy. Like, you did get around, but we all know the Indian curse. Y'all are just not meant to win fights. I don't know why, but it's just not the sport for you, and I do feel bad for India after a while that their only win in the UFC ever has been Pooja Tomar, in a fight most people don't even think she fucking won. And Sean Jubilee is ass. Fucking, wasn't there someone else at one point in the UFC? Like, that dude on the Ultimate Fighter, ass. So I feel bad for India, but this dude could get better and come back. He's 5-1, 27 years old, training out to Ryan Hall gym, so he is in America, training at a real gym. He could get better. His grappling looked good. I'm convinced a heel hook is impossible, and the only people who know how to do it are Ryan Hall and Walter Walker. But maybe it's just me, I don't know. That they just look fucking impossible. And his striking is okay, not great. His cardio is a little iffy, but this dude ain't bad. He's 27. Let's say I could actually see coming back for like maybe the Ultimate Fighter or the Contender Series. Like, let's say he goes out there, gets 2-3 decent wins, he could come back. I definitely think he could. He seems to be a decent fighter, and they would love to give him another shot. Maybe Road to UFC, there you go. He'd be perfect for Road to UFC. I think they do a featherweight tournament anyway. So yeah, next year's Road to UFC, put him in a featherweight tournament. He's not that bad. And not saying he would win it, because he wouldn't. But he's not bad. He would put up a good performance, maybe make it to the finale. And I think it could be alright. Like, so I don't know, from all the Indian fighters I've seen lately, which are not many, Sean Jubilee, ass, dude on Tough, ass, Pooja Tomar, not good. This dude could be the best, especially out of the male fighters, and that we've seen around the UFC, so I think this dude could be back in some form, Contender Series, Road to UFC, whatever. Dude's not bad. At a good camp, I think he'd get better and bounce back. Time will tell. But yeah, that's about that for this fight. Good fight. Again, this was a pretty decent fight, better than I expected, especially after the weight miss. Good fight. Lee Scott, new interesting prospect of bantamweight. Saikumar could get better from this and develop more into a better fighter by 29 or 30. He could be back in the UFC, trying to get a contract in some form or fashion. This was a good fight. This was a very good fight. Competitive. I enjoyed it. Good fight by both guys. And it's bantamweight. It's always going to be good. This was no exception. Welcome to UFC, lose Lee Scott. Start making weight. Good fight. That's about that. After that, the fight I'll skip through the quickest here because there's not really much else, just not much to say. I thought this fight was kind of as we had our co-main event of the week 2, our only returning fighter from this episode, and I don't think there's one for a while. I don't think there's one next week or even a week after that, so good. But the returning fighters are now 2-1 this year. Yuri Panfarov, the other one that won last week, and then Talha still ass 0-2 now. So they are 2-1, but now unlike Yuri, this dude actually did get a contract. As we had in our co-main event of the week 2 in the middleweight, I believe. Yeah, middleweight division, our only returning fighter of the night, and a quick one. As we in our co-main event, we had the Battle Giraffe, Cam Rowston versus Brandon Holmes. Yeah, I'm not super impressed, to be honest. Fight started, and they threw some kicks back at each other until eventually, like 2 minutes in, Cam cracked Holmes and hurt him, beat him up for a little bit beat him up actually a good amount. I don't know how Holmes didn't go out cold until he did fall on the mat and the ref did stop it. Debatable stoppage. I think you could let that go a little longer because Holmes did not seem out. He was hurt but not out. Shot a little bit ground and pound. I'd have been fine to see that. Let's fight your safety. Muhammad Yahya, that's all I gotta say. But doesn't matter. I think Cam Rowston did get the finish and the contract and the win. I'm not gonna say a lot here. I think this is a can versus can battle. Brandon Holmes just didn't look good. Cam Rowston, we know, isn't good. He's like, I don't know, I wasn't super impressed here. I think, like, if take away Lee Scott's weight miss, this is probably the worst contract of the night. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't super impressed with this, to be honest. I thought it was kind of lame, and yeah, not super impressed. So, and probably I think Hokit was better. So, yeah, not super impressed. If you talk about the winner and the newest UFC fighter at middleweight, Cam Rowston, or newest city kickboxing fighter at middleweight, I don't think he's very good. I think he's kind of just cannon fodder to better fighters. Like he lost to Torres Finney, which says a lot. Again, now the returning fighters are 2-1, and the funniest thing, the other returning fighter who won was last week, Yuri Panfarov, as I said. And who did he lose to in his first fight? Torres Finney, huh? I don't think Cam's very good. Like, I truly don't. I think he's kind of a guy who's just gonna be fed to better competition. He's gonna be like a 1-3 guy and get cut. I just don't think he's very good. So, again, he's from shitty kickboxing. What do you expect? Outside of Carlos Alberg and that one time every 3 years Dan Hooker shows up to fight, they're not really known for talent. And they would have went out of business a long time ago if fucking the UFC didn't baby them. So, like, they don't really produce talent that highly. Navil Sterling's not far from getting fraud checked. Who else is there? Fucking, like, who the fuck am I forgetting? A bunch of tomato cans. Fucking Brad Riddell. Ooh. So, I just think Rowston's another bum. I think he's just gonna be cannon fodder to guys like a Diva Gutierrez and whoever else they want to feed him to, and I think that's about that. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think much of Rowston. And apparently he's going to be making his debut on the Alberg Reyes card in like a month. So we'll see if that's true, if Dana's gonna hold up his end of the bargain there. And yeah, we'll fucking see. So if so, I will give him props there that he will turn around and fight very quickly. Not 4 days, but still props. And yeah, we'll see. It never hurts to get another fight on a card, so there you go. Not really much else to say. If we see him on that card, cool, I'll give him some respect in that regard. And then for Brand Holmes, respect to him for stepping in on short notice. For whoever the fuck stepped out, I don't remember, and you don't care. But yeah, he's not good. So, nice try. Could he come back? I guess. How old is he? 28? Yeah, there's gonna be a guy no one fucking remembers. So he'll probably be like, by the end of his career, by this time next year, he'll probably be like, by the end of his career, he'll probably be like, I don't know, 7-4 or some shit. So I didn't see much great in him. So there you go. Not very much else to say. Again, my probably least impressive performance of the night would go to Cam Rowston. I think Holmes sucks. I think Rowston ain't very good, and I think he's just more cannon fodder to good fighters. But I guess we always do need cannon fodder, so Cam Rowston could be that. Contender Series has given us plenty of cannon fodder over the years. If I could remember any, I would talk about them. But you know, they're so forgettable that just no fucking point. So I think Cam's gonna be, again, a guy who's just cannon fodder. He probably will win his fight in purse, because it'll probably be against a complete layup. And, well, yeah, if he does get on that card, sweet. If not, then what can you really do? So, we'll find out, man. We'll fucking find out. And, yeah, my least impressive performance of the night. There you go. Co-main event. And now, the main event of the evening. In the featherweight division, a main event that was one-sided, but very good at the same time, as we had in our main event of Week 2 of the Contender Series in 2025, a way better main event than whatever the fuck that was last week. We had to end Week 2 our only decision, but it was a damn good fight nonetheless. As we had our main event of Week 2, Jose Z. Delano versus Manuel Despacito. What a fucking fight, and what a goddamn beating. Holy shit. Goddamn. One-sided would be an understatement for this fight. I scored 30-26. I think people scored 30-27. This was a beating. For 15 minutes, Delano beat the shit out of Manuel. He jabbed him up. He hit him with the 1-2 uppercuts, leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks, fucking hooks, overhands. If there's a punch, he hit him with it. If there's a kick, he did it. Like, he beat the shit out of Manuel, and it was brutal. But it was a great fucking performance, and Manuel never quit. He kept trying. He kept trying to hit Delano, and he did. He hit Delano a good amount of times. It's amazing Delano didn't go out. But couldn't hit him hard enough. Took it 30-27. I scored 26L. And that was that. What a main event. Very impressive performance by Delano. I know I'm kind of undervaluing it, but if you didn't see this one I'd definitely advise to go watch, because it was good. It was very fucking good. Delano looked great. He truly fucking did look great. Like, it was a masterclass of a performance, and this kid was good. This kid's fucking good. So, this kid, simply to put, if I had to describe this fight in a simple term, Delano is good, and Manuel is tough as fuck. So, there you go. If that sounds like a good fight you want to go see, go rewatch this fight. It was very good to end Week 2 in the UFC. So let's talk about the fighters. We'll talk about the very hyped up and after seeing him fight, well-warranted hype for Jose Delano, 16-3, 28 years old, the newest prospect at featherweight. This kid had a lot of hype going in. A lot of people were saying, oh, he could be top 15 right now. And after seeing it, you can make a case. He's good. His only loss lately with Gabriel Santos, which is okay, understandable. He's good. He's good. We didn't really get to see his ground game too much, but that looked alright. His cardio's phenomenal. His kickboxing is phenomenal. His timing, his strikes, his power. He's good. He's just so fucking good. And this kid's a problem. This could be our, like, him and Susurkayev might be the first two problems of this season. And he's good. He's fucking good, man. He doesn't gas. He has phenomenal striking. His grappling's probably good. Again, I get why this dude had a lot of hype. He's fucking good, and he's gonna be a problem for a lot of guys at featherweight. And yeah, you could throw him in the same convos as guys like Kevin Villanos and Jose Delgado, because he seems like he's gonna be like those guys in terms of he is very good. And it's just a matter of time until they are ranked. I won't go that far with Delano. We haven't seen that yet, but he's very fucking good. And funny I brought up Kevin Villanos, an Argentinian, because Delano beat the shit out of an Argentinian. Not much to say about Manuel Exposito, Despacito. 13-3 now, 25 years old. He's tough. He's fucking tough. Is he that good? Not really. If I'm being honest, he's not really the most talented guy, but he is one tough son of a bitch. That the amount of damage this man took is absurd. I don't know what the fuck he's made out of, but he's good. He's good at taking damage. Not a good fighter, but he's good at taking damage. And Dana did say if they ever need to call him, he will get a short notice opportunity in the UFC or the Contender Series. So we probably will see him again. I wouldn't be shocked to see him maybe next year on the Contender Series. Or let's say he gets like 2 wins on the regional scene, he gets the call to like an Apex card on like short notice. So this dude's tough. Again, he's not good, but that toughness can win him fights in its own right. Darren Elkins, for fuck's sake, prime example of all time in that division. So respect to him, man. The kid's tough. We probably will see him again. 99% chance we see him on Contender Series next year or short notice call to the UFC. And yeah, he's good at taking damage. Is he a good fighter? Hell no. But respect to him, man. That dude's a fucking tank. And that's about that for the main event. Again, I would say go back and watch it. It was very good. Delano looks like that legit. He looks like he's legit living up to the hype a lot of people gave him. And it looks warranted in my book, so let's see how the kid does in the UFC. He's still young, going into his late 20s, about to be 29. He wants to be on that Rio card in October, probably will be. He's good, and he looks like a problem, so good main event to end week 2. And again, if I describe it in simpler terms, I would say a good fighter fought a tough fighter, and it was a great main event to week 2 of the Contender Series. Finally, with that being said, longer than last week's recap, I wonder why, I can say, boom, that was the recap of the card, week, whatever you want to say. Yeah, it was a good week to go over the basic shit I usually do at the end of recaps. On picks, you know, I really don't care about Contender Series picks. I kind of just make silly ones. I went 2 of 5, no perfect 115. Got 2 easy ones off early, and then I made some silly picks late. Saikumar I picked only because Louis Lee Scott missed weight. Can you tell how little I care about Contender Series picks, and I just do them for fun? Holmes, I actually did think was going to win because Rowston sucks, but tricks on me. Holmes is trash. And Exposito I just picked because fuck it, I don't know who to pick. I'll go against the hype, and it went bad. So two of 5, but do I care? Not really. I do Contender Series picks for fun, and next time I pick these guys, it will actually be a legit pick trying to get it right, because they'll be in the UFC. Well, of course, the contracts went to all 5 guys, which I agree with completely. I don't know how you could disagree with it. If you missed the episode, what would I say you should go back and rewatch? I would say Jimenez, maybe loosely Scott, if you want to see a pretty decent fight there, and Delano, maybe Hokit even, because that's a short fight. Maybe just whole card, it was good if you just skip to the fights. It was good if you, I want to watch this again, because again, I don't think he's good, but I don't know, try the whole card. It's a fucking really fun card, and at least 4 fights for sure. Cam Rowston if you want. And then, I guess, second to last thing, if I had to rank them, I don't know if I did this last week, but there's only 2 fighters to goddamn worth ranking, but I think I did say I would rank them. Like last week, it would have been Susur Kayev, Miller, Uri, De Silva, and the main event dude. For this week, if I had to rank the 5 winners, kind of like what DC does, or whoever's on the call that week, I would say Delano 1, Ramirez 2, or Jimenez. Hokit 3, Rowston 4, Scott 5. And the only reason Scott's 5 is because he missed weight. If he didn't miss weight, he would be 2. So, there you go. Delano, Ramirez, Hokit, Rowston, Scott. So, yeah, there you go. And then finally, if I had to grade this week of Contender Series, what would I give it? Last week got like I think a 4. I think this week I'm going to give it a 5.8. I think that sounds fair. It was a very good week of Contender Series. I enjoyed it. 4 finishes, 1 fun decision, 5 contracts that were all deserved, to an extent. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it, and I'm very excited to see all these guys in the UFC, and for, 1, 2, 3 of them, it might be sooner than later. So, these 3 could fight within the next month or 2, so, and even these 2, you never know, so. There you go. Contender Series 2025 Week 2 in the books. It was fun. It was extremely fun, and again, it always seems like Contender Series starts in Week 2, and that theory holds true here. Great week of Contender Series. To start off a great week of UFC, Shanghai, Road to UFC, 2 things I'll be doing breakdowns and recaps for over the next 4 days. So yeah, I'll have a Road to UFC breakdown out tomorrow, Thursday, and then so. But here you go, more Week 2 recap. Hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait for Week 3, which will be the only fights we get next week. UFC is having a break week, so let's fucking enjoy it, shall we? And that's about that. Yeah, Week 2 in the books. Now we're up to 7 contracts overall. What a good start to the... Last week was kind of bad overall, but we did get 2 good fighters out of it. Now we got 5 here. Good start to Contender Series. Now let's see Week 3 carry the torch. So, I can't wait. That's going to be fun. And hope you all enjoyed the Week 2 recap. So, there you go. Not very much else to say. I enjoyed the week. I enjoyed making this recap. Got a lot more videos left to do this week. 2 breakdowns and 2 recaps overall, so you know that's gonna be fun. Bunch of content for y'all, of course, streams and all, shorts and all that bullshit, like always. And so get ready for a lot of content over the next 4 to 5 days. So. And I can't wait to do every single bit of it. But for this, our first bit of content of the week, not counting the Contender Series after party stream last night. If you saw that, hope you enjoyed it. And if you saw this, I hope you enjoyed it. So let's continue. I guess this will be the start of a lot of videos this week. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 200 subs to go by the end of 2025. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, not very much else to say, is there, besides saying RX out. Good vibes only. And